There was a moment in NBC's Democratic debate, which actually got watched by 10 million people despite being buried by the party on a Sunday night on a holiday weekend, when I thought Hillary Clinton just sort of decimated Bernie Sanders on the facts that we're talking about health care. And for Bernie Sanders, Obamacare is not enough. He has a thirst, a hunger to have government-run health care, as he would put it, Medicare for all. And Hillary just systematically said, you know, that this was so hard for the Democratic Party to achieve. It had taken generations. Of course, Obamacare is still very unpopular with much of the country. And Sanders just wants to throw it out. And by the way, he wants to raise taxes on the middle class in order to pay for it. And just before the debate, Bernie's campaign had put out some details, showed that he wanted to impose a 52% tax rate on those earning more than $10 million, very much in line with his bashing of millionaires and billionaires and Wall Street banks and all of that. And yet it doesn't seem to matter. I read some pundits saying Sanders had won the debate. You know, in my informal scoring of it, seems like he's always dialing it up to 10, as Larry David would say, but he has touched a chord, an emotional chord, with the liberal base of the Democratic Party that Hillary Clinton simply has not. And so you have the press, which has spent basically the entire year regarding and casting Hillary Rodham Clinton as the inevitable nominee. Echoes of 2008, does this remind you of anything? Suddenly saying, gee, look at those polls. Not only has Sanders raised $73 million, almost as much as Hillary Clinton. Not only is he drawing much bigger and more enthusiastic crowds, but he's way ahead in New Hampshire, and some polls show him leading in Iowa. And what's going to happen to Hillary's campaign if she loses the first two contests? Now, I don't want to get carried away here. I think that Hillary Clinton is still the overwhelming favorite to win the Democratic nomination. Now her camp is putting out things like, it's going to be a long slog. It may take us several months. It does sort of tell you something about this year, and this is what the press missed. It's the same exact thing that the media completely blew when it came to Donald Trump, misunderestimating, to use the old funny George W. Bush term, misunderestimating the anger and disappointment and frustration in the country with the political establishment and with the media establishment. Now, Bernie's been a senator forever, but he wasn't even part of the Democratic Party. And so there was this journalistic consensus, you know, a 74-year-old self-proclaimed socialist is not going to beat the former Secretary of State, former U.S. Senator, former First Lady, who is, after all, a Clinton and a celebrity. But there's something in the way the race is being covered now that indicates that Hillary Clinton, you know, even though she's kind of running a general election campaign, trying not to get pulled too far to the left by Bernie Sanders, although she certainly has modified and is emphasizing some of her more liberal positions now on gun control and other issues. He is doing what Howard Dean, another Vermont guy, did 12 years ago, and that is appealing to the heart of liberal Democrats who want to fall in love with a candidate who seems very pure to them. Now, can Bernie Sanders beat Donald Trump? The polls right now says he can, but, you know, again, he's got that socialist tag that he put on himself. Bernie is having a great time going around saying, you know, Hillary is no longer the inevitable nominee, and the press is actually finally starting to believe that.